All right, greetings, Chem 222 class. So this is another extra credit opportunity. These are some surface tension challenges. And this is from, I decided we all need more play and joy and fun in our life. I've told you, I teach a kids class, and we used to call it Mythbusters. And so this was one of our myths that we came up with, the myth of the square bubble. So I'm going to go through a little bit of introduction, and then I get to our challenges for you to try. So why are bubbles always spheres? Well, if you listen to my discussion on intermolecular forces, you know the answer is surface tension. So bubbles are always spheres. And so what does that mean? What does surface tension mean? Oh, let's see. We'll call on Aaron. Aaron's raising his hand and he says, well, it's that tension, the attractive forces at the surface, the molecules at the surface. This is a beautiful drawing. There are attractions everywhere, but at the surface you get this tension, and it allows wonderful things to happen. And because water is the most amazing molecule, it allows, and water has a very high surface tension because what are the intermolecular forces? And they all say hydrogen bonding, or simply H bond, capital H, of course, for hydrogen. And remember, these are attractions, so we always show them with dots, as opposed to this, which are the oxygens and hydrogens within each water molecule. So each discrete water molecule is covalently bonded. So it is like your shoulder, both your hands, your arms are attached to your body, to your shoulder. You can't break those covalent bonds, but your hands could be holding hands with somebody, and we can release our hands. So those attractions, we can jiggle them apart with heat. All right, so because of surface tension on the water, some pretty cool things can happen, and this is an amazing picture. Because it's showing that disruption of surface tension. So maybe that could be your challenge. Maybe your secret hidden talent that you've never told any of us is that you take amazing pictures. So it's not just any amazing picture. It'd have to involve water and surface tension. So you could submit that for an extra credit. And you can see in the background here, there is the daisy, that the water molecule. But the purpose of this was not so much the refraction that is going on. It is the surface tension. So the water dewdrops that are out there in the morning, for those who get up bright and early before the sun, you see the dew, and it is these beautiful spherical. I have a garden. I have a flower where I meditate, and I've never seen this flower before, so I'm really excited. I might have to take a picture to show you all. Now, this would be really cool. I'm like hoping somebody's going to be a surfer and they're going to say, yeah, I can do this, Dr. Sherpa. I don't think we have these here in Oregon. I don't really know anything about surfing, but that's at Yellowstone. That's not my picture. But I've been there. But because of the surface tension, that's why we can get these huge, just attraction of the water molecules, the hydrogen bonding, we can get these huge, amazing geysers, and also, of course, the pressure, and also just the water droplets. And, oh, there we go. So if anybody wants to go and take advantage of the water, we'll make these beautiful shapes and stuff, and you can take a picture of yourself surfing. All right, so here we go. I always do quizzes with the kids. So how much of the Earth's surface is water? You can pick your answer, lock it in, and I'll tell you what, it's not 100% because we at this time are not in Atlantis. But the thing that's really interesting is it is the same answer for your body and my body, that our body and the planet Earth is 71%. You get different numbers every website I went to, but the consensus seems to come out around 71%. I found this really fascinating. So the fetus, we were all at one point 100% water. And then babies are much more water actually than we are. I'm assuming you are all normal adults. I'm assuming I am too. That one is a huge assumption. And then I don't know why it would decrease as you get older. But water, of course, in us does so many things, from curing nutrients around, lubricating joints, regulating body temperature, dissolving nutrients, keeping you from being constipated. This was something that was fascinating to me. So what part of the body has the most water? Oh, and they all start yelling out, Isaac says the brain. Of course it's the brain. He's like, no, I wouldn't have said that. And Janae would say the heart, the heart. That's what I would say too. Oh, and somebody else is like, it's the muscles. So that's probably Ryan. Ryan's like, it's all about the muscles. And could be, how about the kidneys? Let's consider our kidneys. Our kidneys, right? They're always filtering all the water in our body. Oh, oh, nobody has picked this as their topic yet. It's still out there. The hyaluronic acid. So how about the skin? The skin needs to stay hydrated. Is it the highest percentage of water in our body? So every day when I go for my walk in the morning, there's these beautiful snails. I don't disrupt them, disturb them. Sometimes Shanti knocks them over, but if anybody wants to do hyaluronic acid and go for the extra credit and do your presentation, you'll be on Zoom with the snails walking across your face. Or you could just do it now for the bonus and take a picture of yourself with the snails. It's kind of interesting. Well, here's the answer for you, according to this webpage. So the brain is actually higher than the rest of the body. Muscles are pretty high. Bones, of course, would not be. Kidneys, blood. Oh, look at that, the liver. Did anybody say that? Somebody's like, Cabri's out there saying, I was saying the liver. I was going to guess that. Turns out the answer is your eyes. I had no idea. 95% water. All right. What makes H2O so special? It's probably a question on your midterm. There's several ways you can answer it, but it has to do with it's very polar. Isn't that cute? All right. It makes me think of that she would be able to draw these. And this polar, it is polar in a really unique way because it's the oxygen that's pulling. So it's the center that's pulling. So most things, most molecules, if you remember what we've done for the first 3 weeks, is the electronegative, the greedy ones are on the outside, but because of what a water molecule is, the greedy one is in the middle, and so the water is pulling. And there's a less cartoonish one showing the negative areas and the positive areas. And then, of course, these are attractions. And this would be, they're showing you in 3 dimensions that you have water attracted. Now, you're going to get to draw these. So please notice the oxygen is attracted to the hydrogen. So I do look that you show your dots to the right things. All right, and then, of course, you have hydrogen bonding, like I keep talking about. It's like holding hands. The zipper, you can open and close the zipper. Oh, there's Rocky. He's wanting to know, how much water should you drink each and every day? So I forgot to have Rocky zoom in, because Rocky was going to say, because they always tell you half your body weight in ounces or whatever it is, which was the doggy in the background drinking water. And Rocky's saying, well, because why do we all worry about this? Do animals worry about it? They drink when they're thirsty. There's this guru I listened to in India, and he kind of laughs at Americans. He's like, you guys have to walk around with water bottles. We're here in India where it's so hot and dry, and we just know. But they also eat plant-based, and plant food has so much water in it. And so if you do actually consume a lot of fruits and vegetables, especially fruit, you actually often consume less of the water from the water bottle. You're not as dehydrated. There's a guy I saw a talk from, and he said he doesn't actually drink water. And when he got these tests done, he actually is like the most hydrated of everybody there. He was the only one normal hydration. And he said he doesn't drink water. He hasn't had a drink of water or drink anything, any liquids. But he is completely plant-based and eats, he was actually a doctor, and so he knew what he was doing. So I'm not recommending that. I'm just telling you a story. That's not your challenge. You need to have water. All right. So this is interesting, right? So because you all know if you go without water, without any intake of fluid, your body can't survive. But the question is, how much water do you use in a day? Well, there's our gallon water filter or our gallon hat. We all use much more. We use more than 10 gallons. So our little doggy bath would be about 10 gallons. The 110 gallons would be our swimming pool. We actually, I don't remember the answer. 1,000 gallons, 352 quintillion gallons, which would be 10 to the 20th power. So that'd be like, that apparently is how much water is in the oceans if we add all that up. And so perhaps this should be our challenge, is how much water we use. You'll get different ones, but the average person uses 120 gallons of water every 24 hours. And a high percentage of that is for flushing our toilets, taking our showers and baths daily. You know, we all think the household cleaning is a small one, but it is actually, leaks can be a huge one. All right. And also your choices of food. So hopefully you're all taking me up on that healthy challenge. It's not quite May 1st as I'm making this. So as long as you start by the 8th of May, and it could be, maybe it is going to be eating a salad every day. Maybe it's going to be giving up those burgers, giving up fast food. Go big or go home. If you want the full credit for it, the full bonus points, you got to do something really big. So Carolina told me what she was taking up on the challenge. Hopefully she's doing awesome. All right, so your challenges for this one, for this extra credit, and you can try all of them. You do have to photograph, take a photo of it. The first challenge is bubbles. So it's kind of up to you if you want to try, and you got to do a trick with your bubbles. So it could be catching the bubble on your nose and then taking a selfie. That would be quite the trick. This is really impressive picture to me. I don't recommend doing that. I just like that picture because it looks like my dog, but my dog's smaller than that. Don't eat bubbles. They would not taste so good. You could try and go inside a bubble. We actually do this with the kids. We get a swimming pool and we fill it with bubble mix, and I have a hula hoop. This is all the stuff at school. And if you want to borrow it, Megan, I told you you could. And we put the kids stand in there and we pull the hula hoop up over them, and they're inside a bubble. There's actually a picture of me somewhere of me inside the bubble, but I could not find it. This is the myth of the square bubble. And I'm going to show you a video in a moment that it turns out it's not. You could do like these huge bubble wands, and we actually have made these with rope. You can go online and see how to make them. And again, Megan, if you want for your summer camp, I have, I think, like 4 of them in my office. And we make buckets of bubbles mix. So you can have lots of fun playing with bubbles. You can juggle them. Actually, you can juggle bubbles. So you have to get those really cheap gloves that are like $1, the ones that fit either hand, one size fits all, that they'll sell around Christmas time. I have a bunch of those actually also at school. And when you're wearing those, because your hands have a surfactant and it interferes with the surface tension, but when you're wearing those gloves, it doesn't. And so you can actually hold the bubbles and you can actually juggle with them. And so it's really fun. We do that with the kids. I also don't recommend doing that. All right, so we can try bursting your bubble or just sitting in your bubble. So don't try and burst anybody else's bubble, or again, catching it on your nose. I already talked about that one. Or just bouncing your bubbles. All right, so you gotta get a picture of yourself doing it, or a video. Video would be even better. And then there'll be a folder where you can upload it, or you can also email it to me and have fun, or you can share it during Zoom with all your classmates. We need to have more fun and joy in our life, especially now. So what's holding the bubbles together? And they all say in unison, surface tension. I love this picture because it tells you it's not to scale, but the water droplet, and so there's this surface, the attraction for every molecule of water to every other one, and it always pulls it into the lowest surface area possible, is going to be a spherical. So we're going to watch this. This was actually really cool. So the myth that I was doing with the kids was that there is no such thing as a square bubble. So no matter what shape wand you use, and I Googled, I wanted to show a picture of a square bubble, and I got this. And it turns out you can. So if you want to try and make one of these gizmos, I actually have 2 former students who welded ones for me. So I actually have these at school, and I also have pyramid ones. So if you want to try and do this, it's actually really cool. So we'll watch the video.
So first of all, all, you've got to make great bubble solution, and the secret to making great bubble solution, believe it or not, is just simple dish soap and glycerin. So the secret to great bubbles is glycerin. I put it all on the website so we don't have to take the time to do it. Glycerin is a secret because it actually keeps the bubbles moist. When you blow a bubble, here, that's yours.
This is mine. So don't steal my stuff.
I know, this is a little pipette. This is a little eyedropper. I cut the end off. It makes the world's greatest bubble blower, and kids learn the difference between blow and suck really fast. All right, so here you just kind of blow on the end and you get the bubble. The problem is a bubble will pop because in the air because the water evaporates. So glycerin holds on to the water. So that's what gives it stronger. So here, dip it down inside. I made some good bubble solution. The problem is this: if a bubble touches your skin, it will break because of the oil and because of the dirt on your. Ooh, look at you! You're kind of a show off. So here's what's going to. Oh, see, it's going. So here, put on your glove, and I'll show you what happens. Watch this. If you now use that glycerin and water mixture, watch what happens here. Let me blow a bubble. Hold out your hand, and I want you to hold on to it. You can actually bounce the little bubble. Oh, isn't that fun?
Oh, that's
so put it up, kind of bounce it up like that. Yeah, there you go. A bubble is pretty strong, and so because it's not touching your skin and there's no oil and dirt that's there, see, it'll bounce. So here, give it to me. All right. So no, it's okay. Bounce up. See? And if you want to recycle, you can just. See, that's perfect. See how that works? So
and now you're drinking soap.
I know. We can play with that all the time. But now I have my container here. This just has a squirt of Dawn dish soap in there, a little bit of glycerin, but not much at all. And now you can take your glove off. I made these out of a toy called Zome Tool, but you could make them out of straws if you want to, and I have one there for you. So watch what happens. I'm just drop them down inside. Great for kids because you can just kind of put it in a bucket, and now if you pull it back out again like this, you get these bubble films that are absolutely gorgeous. And I'll show you to the camera what that kind of looks like. There is the bubble film that's there. Is that pretty? So you can kind of shake it this way, or you can shake it this way. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take the pipette like before and drop it in. So watch, Becky, ready?
Yes.
So here's our bubble. And now we drop it in like this. Let's see if it will go into, here we go. There's our square. Bam! Look at that. Isn't that kind of pretty? So here's our square.
Go in. Oh, there it goes.
Isn't that fun? So look at that beautiful square. No, here, we'll drop one in for you. Here, trade me, okay? You hang on to this, and I'll drop one in for you. So you've got it. You can also just kind of put it down like this. So if you put it down like this,
that's neat.
There's your square as well.
Yeah,
that's kind of fun.
Like
that is cool.
There's your square bubble, and now you take your pipette. And there's our little TV set that's sitting inside. There's some amazing science that's going on. Oh, did you pop it?
Sorry. But you all can do that. All right, another challenge. If you're like, I'm not into bubbles, you have to make your own bubble mix. You don't get to buy store-bought bubble mix. So you'll have to send me what your recipe is with your pictures or video, or you can just videotape. All right. How many drops of water will fit on a penny? And so I talked about this in the lecture, and you have to beat my number. So, I asked the kids, what do they think you can get? The thing that's really cool, you're not going to get to Avogadro's number. You should be able to break 100. I actually made it to 42, and then I actually busted it because I wanted it to be 42. But you have to be very patient. And with kids, this is amazing because they will sit still. So Janae, if you're going to try this with your kids, you have to have them all at different places, because if one kid wiggles the table, they'll all get really upset at him. All right, another challenge. So if you did 99 drops, that would be that many molecules of water. Yeah, I figured this out. You can do the math too. So if you lived that many seconds, you'd live 6 billion years. That's a long retirement. Could you imagine? So are you up for the challenge? See if you can make it, break 100. Let's see, and whoever gets the most, again, take a pic. Tell me how many you did. Take a picture of your penny. You probably won't get the penny. Yeah. And another thing you can do with pennies is how many pennies can you add to a glass of water? Now, this is not, these frugal Fun for Boys is not, they're being a little bit too frugal. Their water in their glass is not actually full. You need to start with it full and see how many pennies you can add. And it is more than this. And the reason for that is the water will do that thing with the bubble over it. because of the surface tension, and you can add a lot. So again, take your guess, go for it. And I'll tell you a hint on this one. You can't just plunk them in. You have to be very graceful and delicate. And just remember, actually one of my former students sent me this picture the other day. I get this almost every year. Somebody will find it. If you make a mess, make sure you clean it up. So always clean up after yourself. So that's my cat going crazy back there because it's time for him to be fed and he would really like to eat. All right, so some other cool surface tension tricks. Yeah, if you want to try and walk on water like these, they estimate our arms and legs would each have to be, I think it's like 10 feet long for this to work for us. So the proportion of how long and the surface, the mass of them is concentrated here is why they can walk on water. But you could fashion something like that and get a picture of you walking on water. Or apparently this is a real picture that this does happen in swimming. None of us are allowed to go. I don't know, Megan might be able to get a picture of that and get the gnome in their bubble, or just running across the water. What your trick is if you can get a paper clip to float on water. Not just one, not just two. Let's say you have to get at least 3, get a picture of it. Whoever gets the most though, gets the double bonus point, right? This is what happens to me usually. So I'm not very good at these challenges because I'm the one teaching and there'll be anywhere from 12 to 42 kids there. And so I'm running around making sure everything goes smoothly and keeping everybody entertained and happy. So reminder, attitude is everything. You can do all of these challenges. You can just do one of them. You can be the top dog every time, or you can be not the top dog. But attitude is everything. So just have fun, have joy, and don't forget to take a selfie, just in case you don't know what I look like. Because some of you, I don't know what you look like because you never turn your cameras on for me. All right, have a great day. It was wonderful to see you all, and good night. Pleasant dreams.